The small town of Cross Creek is largely considered to be a peaceful, quiet place to live. But in recent months, that peace and quiet has been interrupted by a war of words over airboats.
It's not about their living. We don't care what they do out there, but when they wake us up, we do care. It's really, really annoying.
Some people are just never happy with anything. They got to be constantly complaining about something. There's nothing better to do than just, pick a thing and complain about it.
The winner in this argument is going to be decided on Election Day, when voters can choose to ban the use of all airboats in Alachua County from 7 at night to 7 in the morning.
How can it be okay for one guy in an airboat out there at 3 o'clock in the morning to think that it's okay to deliver this full throttle sonic trauma into our homes and into our beds and into our skulls in the middle of the night and think nothing of ruining my sleep or the sleep of 100 of my neighbors?
John Moran is a member of Quiet Lakes of Alachua County, the group spearheading the proposed airboat curfew.
It's not the highest and best use of these natural resources that we all own to allow it to become the personal playground for one group of people who have these machines whose ordinary use is at the detriment of everybody else trying to enjoy a bit of peace and quiet.
But to Michelle Scepter, who owns a fish camp in Cross Creek along with her husband, airboats are not just any other machine. It's how she and her husband make a living.
It absolutely would affect our business. The alligator hunters won't be coming to rent rooms and use our docks and our equipment and our store. The duck hunters won't be coming.
Her husband Jeff says the airboats never disturb him.
I have my house right here. All the airboats come by here, and it never affects me from talking on the phone or watching TV.
In my visit with Jeff, he took me out on his own personal airboat in order to experience the noise firsthand.
Okay, you're sitting here right now, and you can hear motorboats running across the lake. And the airboat makes a little bit more noise than a motorboat does. And some of these motorboats make a lot of noise too, especially those big engines when they're, flying across the lake. But you can hear them off in the distance, but it's not something that's going to, totally destroy your nerves.
Both Jeff and Michelle admit there are a few airboaters who use the machines to joyride on the lake instead of hunting. But Michelle feels as if all airboaters are being punished for the wrongdoings of a few.
There's always bad apples in everything. The Harley riders, they're as loud as any airboat, and they have bad apples. But do we condemn all the Harley riders? No. But you get a group of Harley riders, and we've had 100 come through here, and they're louder than any group of airboats. And yes, there's bad apples in there too, and there's drunks in there too.
The co-chairman of the Quiet Lakes group, Whitey Markle, says even if the number of airboaters who joyride are in the minority, the county still must enforce their existing noise ordinance, which applies to all vehicles, even airboats.
All airboaters are breaking the noise ordinance. I think they should have the law applied to them just like any other noisemakers should have. Harley Davidsons, dragsters, all that stuff's not allowed at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Bill Hallbeck is the other co-chairman of Quiet Lakes. He says all of the activities that airboaters use the lake for, such as hunting, can be done using a different, quieter type of boat.
Those can all be done without an airboat and have traditionally been done without airboats. Alligators were almost hunted to extinction before airboats even became into existence. I personally went out and harvested 2 alligators myself this year without an airboat.
Jeff Scepter had a few choice words to counter that argument.
Well, years ago they used wood boats and paddles and everything to get the frogs and the alligators. And years ago they used to use covered wagons to travel too. So, how ridiculous can you get? The logic they has, it's like talking to a kid that doesn't have any idea except what he's been told.
The president of the United Sportsmen Alliance, Jerry Wetherington, believes the reason the two sides are so divided is because the ordinance is discriminatory.
This whole issue is driven by a small number of people that just don't like this certain class of boats, and they're discriminating, trying to discriminate against us. I hear the train in Loch Loosa. It makes more noise than the airboats do.
Airboaters crying discrimination are like smokers who claim victimhood when they lost their right to light up in restaurants and airplanes. Your rights do not exist in a vacuum. There's no right to pollute, and airboat noise is pollution, pure and simple.
A message Whitey Markle expresses in song.
Mister, won't you shut down that awful machine and listen to the song of the lake?
In the end, it's up to voters to pick a side on November the 2nd, whether to listen to the song of the lake or the buzz of the airboats.
For 2,000,000 years we've lived by the water without your infernal machine. We caught the sweet fishes and hunted the marshes and the lakes. Murky water was clean. So you crashed through the nests of the birds and the marsh with your airboat so fearful and loud. You scare all those critters with your engine so harsh. Your invasion should not be allowed. Mister, won't you shut down that awful machine and listen to the song of the lake? The osprey, the blue pea-dyed dapper, and blackbird, it's a song only nature can make. It's a song only God can make.